Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News Extra. And our topic today is the West Nebraska Arts Center. And there's a new show that's opening up featuring a really unique exhibit. And joining me today is the program manager from the Arts Center, Lena Soto. Thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thanks, Scott. Thanks for having me.
And this is kind of a unique situation where we have a husband and wife that are going to be having an exhibit there in the gallery.
Yes. It came about a couple years ago. Gretchen Peters was going to do an exhibit, and we had mentioned to her, how come we can't have your husband do one with you? Because he has entered into the image show, which is a photography show. Mm-hmm. And she really liked the idea and approached her husband about it. So that's how that came about, them having to do an art exhibit. So then fast forward 2 years. 2 years. It only took 2 years to get them together this way. Yeah. Well, for the gallery committee, we book 2 years in advance.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's where we're at right now, 2 years.
Wow, that's actually pretty
It's
pretty
good.
impressive.
We need it that way. Artists need the time to make art.
Certainly, they certainly do.
Yeah.
And of course, for this duo coming up, they're going to be in the main gallery, as I understand it.
Yes, in the main gallery.
But there is an opening reception that's coming up.
Yes, it's going to be December 6th. It's going to be from 5 to 7. And we're going to have wine and hors d'oeuvres there, of course. And it's free and open to everyone. And you'll get to see Gretchen and Bill. They'll both be there. And I'm sure with other colleagues and friends and lovers of art that they know a lot of people, and they're both longtime members of the Arts Center, so I think it'll be a good turnout.
Of course, Bill has been very much into photography. Explain some of the art that you've seen of his in the past.
Well, I know that he's done black and white, and he does some like railroad scenes. He does like buildingscapes, those kinds of things, and so it's going to be quite interesting. I don't know if he's got anything newer things that he's working on. I'm sure that he is, because Gretchen told me that he was having to frame something. So I was like, okay, good.
Something new for the show.
Something new for the show, which I'm not sure what that is, but I'm excited to see. Yeah.
That'll be fantastic. That'll be absolutely great to see. You know, because you never know with the photographer's eye exactly what they're going to see, because many photographers see things differently than the general population.
Well, and the whole thing being an artist is to have an eye for it, so a photographer is no different. So
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And of course, Gretchen Peters, a different medium, and we're going to come back in just a moment and talk about her style and her background and her art. We'll be right back. We're back on News Extra, and my guest this morning is Lena Soto, the program manager of West Nebraska Arts Center, and we are talking about a new exhibit that's at the Arts Center for Bill and Gretchen Peters. Of course, a little bit earlier we were talking about Bill's background. Let's talk a little bit about Gretchen's background. She's been involved in art, and probably many people around here, in Gering especially, teaching art for decades. Yeah,
because she retired there a few years back as the Gering High School art teacher. In fact, when I was in college, I had a student teach. I went to her class and helped.
And helped.
And helped. It was quite interesting. I liked it. But anyways, so she does colored pencils, and she uses her surroundings. So you'll see artwork like water. I know that she's done some beautiful waterscapes and flowers, really close-up flowers. I know she talked about Georgia O'Keeffe being an inspiration to her. So she really does a lot of that and looks at the shapes and colors and things like that. And her artwork is exquisite. It almost looks like it's a photograph.
Really?
Which is kind of weird that her husband's a photographer.
That's very impressive, actually.
Yeah.
That is very
really
impressive.
Good.
Now, you were saying that Bill is probably going to have a new piece as part of this exhibit. What about Gretchen?
I'm sure she's got some new pieces too.
Okay.
I've seen some of her work before when she had brought it to the Art Center, and how she starts it in very big pieces. And it probably takes a long time. That's why 2 years.
Well, it
goes by quick.
It certainly takes longer to put together a piece of art using pencil as opposed to photographs.
Yes.
You know, that's certainly going to be the case.
Yeah.
But it's really going to be interesting to see how they have different viewpoints on putting together composition and framing and colors in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, well, being that said, normally we design the postcards.
Yes.
Well, this one, Bill designed the postcard.
That's great.
So if that said, he mentioned, to what he does, this is black and white, and that's her colored pencil on top.
That's very
But
unique.
it's very clean and sleek, so we're going to see a lot of that.
That's
with
fantastic.
his artwork especially, and of course hers too. She's going to have everything nicely framed, and so.
And,
So,
and like you said, that pencil rendering there, that's pencil. That's not a photograph. And boy,
Yeah.
it sure
It-
looks
right?
like one.
Yeah.
It sure looks like one. That is very
Yeah.
impressive.
yeah.
Very, very impressive. So, of course, we do have the opening reception. Remind us again the
It's
details
December
of that.
6th, and it is going to be from 5 to 7. We're going to have wine and hors d'oeuvres, and it's going to be free to everyone. And you get to meet Bill and Gretchen and talk to them about their artwork, and the exhibit will run through December 30th.
Okay, and it's going to be in the main gallery there at the West Nebraska Arts Center.
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you very much for joining us today, Maria.
Thanks, Scott.
All righty, that's all for our News Extra for today.